Wow. Hello. We're gonna be drawing Gigi today. I will be honest, my tracking's probably going to be off because I draw super close to the screen, which is probably not the healthiest thing. We're gonna be drawing her and her pearl and all that angst that left us with. I'm probably super late because I know everybody was going around drawing her, but I thought it was super cute, super fun content. Gave me some inspiration. Thankfully you guys agreed because a lot of you voted for her. But let's go ahead and get started. I will say this, I'm not warmed up, so I may have to warm up for a little. Also gonna be something new, since this is the first time that I'm really drawing without my own music or anything in the background. Typically I have true crime going on, which probably not the healthiest for sanity's sake, but it keeps me really entertained. And I don't know how well I'll do, like I said. I'm not very warmed up. I sketched this... What? Was it last night? No, it was Monday night. Oh no, not Gosling! Is she one now? Oh god, she is! Oh no, Gigi's a Gosling! And she already just, like, saw her life happen. How you doing, Penguin? I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired if I'm being honest. Because I usually don't plan afternoon streams. And I couldn't sleep because I kept dreaming that I missed a stream. Which is silly. But it's all good. We got to draw Gigi. And then hopefully after this, my body will let me work out. I'm excited for that. I'm surprised you're not at work. Hey there, Miharit! Is that how you pronounce it? Miharit? Oh, you are? You're working at the same time? Close enough? And if you do want to correct me, feel free. Thank you. How you doing today? Yeah, feel free to lurk. I get that. It's a tired type of day. Thank you for being here. This a little lower. Yeah, definitely should have warmed up first. Oh well, that happens. Yeah, so typically when you're drawing, when you first start, you're very stiff. So a lot of artists have a bunch of different ways to do it. For me, what I like to do is I like to sketch first and then get straight into it, but I don't have a chance to sketch before the stream. And typically what I do is I sketch on my iPad, which is why I wouldn't stream it. But basically it's to loosen things up, because you can be so stiff that curves are much more difficult. Another thing that some artists will do, I'll just show you on here really quickly, is just doing things like this, where they just do a bunch of circles, just to loosen up. You want to make sure that you're not being too heavy-handed, basically. And that's something that you can do and make a mistake on. I highly recommend it if you want to keep improving your art. I know you've been trying. It's really good. Just because, especially with art, what happens sometimes is we can be so perfectionist that it's been a while. Yeah, but at the same time, you get back to it every now and then. But yeah, people get so perfectionist that they kind of forget that it's okay that it's not perfect. Honestly, if you try to be too stiff with it, that's how you get the situation where the sketch is so lively, and then the actual work itself seems very stiff. It's okay to have a little personality in the final piece. Can't believe she's a Gosling now. I should pull up a reference. That probably would be ideal. Ever in the little corner, lurking. Da da da, da da da. Da 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 da. Yeah, I'll do the line now. Let's get like 125. 160. I still can't believe that they regained, Watson did her memory regain. And it's like, nah, we're just friends. She nearly had it all. She knew. Apparently she has found the entire thing funny. Where everyone's like, oh yeah. Everyone's all angsty. She was the MC, she had to suffer. No! It could have worked out, man. Okay. Hey Ara, welcome back. Slow picker, actually. How you doing today? Yeah, it's Gigi Murin. She is one of Hololive, I believe it's Justice, I want to say. She's one of the newer people who just debuted not too long ago. And she currently had the entire VTuber community in shambles. Thanks to something she did in a large collab that Hololive did with themselves. I was lucky enough where a lot of people voted for her for that reason, which I'm really happy because, I'll be honest, I was a little biased. I was hoping that she would win. And I'm really glad that the community agreed. Yeah, she's very chaotic. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend checking her out if you haven't. But she's a lot of fun. Let's go a little curved. But yeah, they had an entire roleplay going on. As Penguin stated earlier, she's now a Gosling. Ooh, I don't like that one. Let's try to do that. see how the thickness is looking. Yeah, it's probably good. I will say, for those of you who did vote and unfortunately didn't get your choice, I'll likely be doing another one. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week. I may start the voting and wait until, not this upcoming week, but the one following to do another art stream. But I will be taking your votes. Thank you. These lines over here have to be a little thicker. Yeah, okay, that's better. Then it goes over her head? Yeah, it does. Slightly. Make him a little beefier. There we go. Do you draw it all, Aura? So the curve is more out here. There we go, that's a little better. Now let's go back to like 15. Also, if you guys hear any weird noises like scratching or anything, I think the raccoon's back in my attic, so I apologize for that. Either that or a squirrel is trying to get through my roof. Hey there, Bucky. How you doing today? They always invade, especially this time of year. We had, like, a false fall. I want to call it that, because for about, what, 3 or 4 days it actually fell, at nighttime to, like, 50s or something. And now it's back to being super hot. Good, I guess? Oh no, what's wrong? Looking for someone with better ideas? Don't ask who I'm watching VTubers expecting that? I mean, honestly, you can get inspiration from everywhere, so go ahead. Are you trying to get ideas for writing or drawing, or what's up? I feel like I've seen that character before, but can't put my finger on it. She is from Hololive. She's a very popular VTuber, which is where you might have seen her. Also, welcome back. It's nice to see you again. But yeah, she's pretty big. She's still relatively new. But she had all of Twitter in shambles. She did a Gosling arc, and I think she became a literally me for many people. Her hair is really weird. Okay, it's that, but it continues on. Write a script for an interview? Well, good luck with the interview. I hope whatever you're going for, you get it. Honestly, fully vanishing sounds like a challenge, so I wish you good luck with that. I don't know how people just talk to no one. Yeah. Honestly, sometimes it's healthy just to get your ideas out there. I always love to see good use of yellow, light orange. Yellow is usually a harder color to work with. Yes, so yellow is amazing if you get it right, but if you get it wrong, it will exhaust the eyes. It's why most artists don't work with it. Now, the incredible thing about their artist is they also used red, which also does a little bit of the same. And I'm sorry, I'm a huge art nerd, so I'm going a little bit into it. But both those colors typically exhaust, but they also bring in a lot of attention. You typically want to use them sparingly, so it's incredible that somebody gave her both of those and it actually worked out. That's why you see actually a lot of VTubers going for more cooler colors since they're easier on the eyes. And funnily enough, there's actually a little bit of research on it, and usually characters who have blue tend to be a bit more popular because it's much more calmer on their eyes. Yeah. I can't say their artist's name off the top of my head, but I do know if you go to Gigi's Twitter, it's listed in her description. Because that's a challenge. That's also why a lot of people like blue as well. It's one of those things where it's very calming to the eyes. But yeah, if you ever want to get something that captures people's attention, red is great for it. Just, unless you have mastery on color theory, use it sparingly. This is a bit too heavy, so let's do a little bit something here. It's also why it's great for logos. Okay, that's better. Yeah, one thing that you'll notice is the yellow, if you actually go to it, it ends up being a pastel-like color. Here, let me... So, it's not a pure yellow, which is something that helps, and I'm just gonna put this right here really quick. So, a lot of people that they try to do, since they want the yellow, they go for this one, or even a little brighter with like this. And just by desaturating a little bit, it helps a lot, make it more of that banana yellow, the one that's easier to use on your eyes. The closer you go to green, the harsher it's going to be for the yellow, but if you go a bit too red to more of an orangish tone, that'll help as well. But even then, it's a challenge. Yeah, a lot of go for the relaxed style, so it's cool colors. Yeah, yellow, I think yellow is really uncommon. Green as well, even though it's a cooler tone. I think green, more because it affects a lot of the colors around it. Unless you're doing something like nature themed or anything like that, you have to be very careful with it. Blues very well. It's a very easy color to work with, and I'm very thankful that it was my favorite color, because, man, I don't know how else I would have colored myself. Red, same as yellow. Usually hair is what's red, and they do a lot of complementary colors or monochromatic. But yellow I still think is the hardest one to work with. And honestly, what's incredible is they practically only used orange. They used like a little bit of pink and the red, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, come to think of it, I don't see green often outside of like nature themes. So the problem with green is, especially if you use it in hair, it is very easy to make yourself look like a clown. I think Fauna has green hair. That's the only one I can think of. I know the girl that's also with I think Cece is her name. She has white hair. I'm trying to think. Who else has green hair? I'm sure there's like a lot that I'm missing. Oh yeah, Lime! Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I see her called Limu and Lime. Yeah, they also have green. And it makes sense considering their name is Lime. And they do have that, I think it's an otter theme? Oh, and there's that leprechaun that is, I think it's a part of Idol? I can't remember her name right now. I want to say she also has the green hair. Try cheat a little bit. Yeah, I kind of want to cheat a little bit, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get this at a correct angle otherwise. Yeah, they're very rare, unfortunately. Another thing of hard to use in different connotations. That also goes back to color theory just because we associate green with, well, nature. Yeah, yellow, it's so rare, but if you get it right, it's amazing color. I can't say it's my favorite, like I said, blue is mine. But whenever it's used correctly, I'm always amazed. Alright, I think we gotta move this up a little bit now. Actually, what I think I'm gonna do... and then I can just fix it from there. Yeah, orange and those yellows and as well as reds. I will say that you have a great point with that one. I can't say which is my favorite, just because I really like winter as well. But I think I like winter just because where I'm at, it just gets colder. It's not snowy or anything, but I feel like a lot of people don't like it because of the snow. But that autumn feel is very nice. I will say I'm very excited. Congratulations, everyone. Halloween has started. I hope you guys are aware of that. We're in that season. But now this is gonna be a little bit off. Here, let me do that first before I continue. So I can figure out if I have to edit this. I might have to shorten this up and bring it a little lower. Ooh. Yeah, I hear a lot of people complaining about the snow during that. Okay, you're a little thick, so let's make you thinner. I think I love snow because where I've always lived, I've never had it. I've seen it, I think, 3 or 4 times in my lifetime, and I think only 2 of those would be real snow. So when I get to experience it, it's super nice for me, but I feel like if I lived in it, it'd be much different. Okay, she actually has it a bit like that. Until you— oh, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine. I do know, so the first time I experienced snow, super young, I was on a trip with my family, and we were going up a mountain. I think we were in Idaho or something. We were going up a mountain, and the one thing my grandparents told us was, don't brake, because you don't want to brake down a mountain when there's ice and snow. And the entire time, I just remember my mom super stressed. We weren't allowed to talk because she was so wound up. I can only imagine how it is driving day to day in that. I'm sure you get partially used to it, but ooh. And then I hear about things like black ice. Which I think we've had here a couple of times just because of a few freak snow incidents. But thankfully I didn't have to drive in it. I did some dimension like that. Yeah. Let's try this. You're moving here from the south? Oh, unless you're moving here from the south? Honestly? No, you're okay. I wouldn't be shocked. I've kind of moved around multiple places on the south, and I will say this: whenever I'm driving cross country or anything, I am never more afraid than in the south. I think Louisiana is the one that scares me the most. I still remember there were some rainstorms that were happening, yet everyone was still speeding, and then unfortunately we would come across them, what, like 15 minutes later, because they couldn't see and unfortunately got in an accident. So Yeah, no. I can understand why you guys would have safer... Restart your permit. Yeah, I don't blame them. They absolutely should. Driving in snow or in a hurricane or anything like that is completely different than what most people are used to. So if they're not used to it, they absolutely should relearn. Or have another driving test. I'm sure. I feel like that's probably also the case for the Northwest, just because of all the rain. Mud season worse than winter? Really? Would it be? Would mud season be in spring? Okay, you do the eyebrows, and then I need to stop being afraid and do the hair. Maybe I've only seen it's in mid-season. Okay. I guess it could happen multiple times throughout the winter. Okay, her eyebrows, they kind of go down a little bit, so... Honestly, here, I'm obviously not going to say where I'm at, but the location I'm at has maybe 2 seasons, winter and summer. Even then, it's not that harsh. I do wish we had more of a spring or a fall. I always see pictures of all the foliage changing and it looks beautiful. That being said, I also don't know how well I would do with allergies. Just because I do have some mild ones, and I can only imagine how it is. I'm also curious about the weather in the Midwest. End of winter, start of summer. It's not as bad as winter, but I'm a very clean person, so I hate all the mud. I actually don't mind mud. Like, obviously I don't want it inside the house. But I work with dogs, and I own dogs. So it's one of those situations of mud is part of life. Like, my biggest thing is, as long as there's no ticks, I'm happy. I can clean it up. I don't want bugs. But like mud, you can wash it off. I'd be more concerned about my car getting stuck, if anything. Yeah, I think that would be my biggest concern. Of I'm rushing somewhere and for some reason my car got stuck in mud. Not that I rushed to many places now that I think about it, but I don't know. I will say, I do want to take my dog hiking up on the northwest or northeast, both of those. And I feel like mud would be a concern then. Okay, she had an image of her with her hood down. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, yeah, that lets me see a little bit better. Yeah, even the hair, having it be blonde but not yellow is... Ugh. That artist really understands color and color theory. Ooh, I just noticed she has like a stripe of brown. Do I want to worry about that now or later? Let's make that a later sense problem. Now this is the thick part, and I might have to bring that up a little bit. And we can just make a strand falling out that way. Okay. Curl it up a little bit. I don't know why, but I just got that like bobber meme stuck in my head for a second. So I'm not just picturing that wombat spinning. Okay, it's coming together. Hair here, let's zoom out a little bit. So, what? And there's a super long one that I did miss. Oh, this actually goes on there. Okay. Oh, but this goes underneath, so let's actually stop it around here. And if I have to add in more, I can. Easier on the other side. I think this one I will keep outside. So that way your hair has a little bit of bounce to it. Dimension. Okay, good. She looks cute as fuck, which is great. I will say, this is a little bit less of a challenge than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to struggle slightly, just because I'm used to drawing along with somebody, or having another stream on. Or honestly, just a podcast. Okay, this I think is cool. But thankfully, it's actually working out. Should I do the hand before I continue? Yeah, probably. That's probably bad. Do I show her hand? Not really. That's okay. I'll just zoom in a little bit. This is jacket, hair, and I already labeled the face. Okay. Now the most hated part, hands. Thankfully, I haven't moved my hand figure so I can look over as well to make sure everything's going well. No, actually I did move it slightly. Here, let's see if we can adjust that. There we go. Okay, good. Actually, that's a bit too thick. Do a 35 maybe? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's probably good size. It's going pretty well. How about you, Effie? We're drawing Gigi in her angst. The depression she left us with while she laughs. We take those. She was laughing about it, about how she was just having fun, and then all of Twitter just freaking out. Actually, this will also be 35. Oh, you've not been looking? If you do want a brief recap, I know some of it. I don't know all of it, if I'm being honest. There's so many perspectives that I didn't go into it. I also didn't follow all of Gigi's thing, if I'm 100% transparent. It was mostly clips. Okay, this, why do I have that line there? Because there is no line. I do want to add another one. Okay, well, at least I'm looking at a reference for that reason. Fauna's? The only one I haven't seen anything about, actually Fauna I haven't seen much about. I saw a bit of Mokoko, but not Fuwawa. So I'm not sure what happened there. NPC cameras, what I expect. Oh, that's right! I'm not gonna go into it, but if I remember correctly, she was just vibing. And at the same time basically was running a guild or something like that. Not exactly a guild, more like a merchant's guild, if anything. But she basically had a bunch of people underneath her. No, I don't like that. Okay, so if the sleeve was up, the yellow would even go lower. So yeah, you're not gonna see the yellow. Log Horizon? Yeah, it sounds like they all had a lot of fun, which is great. I still don't know what Fuwawa did, on the other hand. But I'm sure sooner or later I'll find out. Okay. Before I continue, how's it looking so far? Okay. I'll be honest, the hand part's the part that I dread the most every single time. All these years of drawing and I still struggle with hands. People who draw really good hands, I'm amazed by. People who draw really good feet, I'm terrified of because I know what they are. But both of them have a powerful skill. It's true, though. The fact that no one questioned it or asked, oh, what are they? That proves my point. I'm right and you know it, Effie. I can assure you, no matter how far they have disconnected from the work, somewhere out there, it's out there, and I know it. If I look hard enough, I could find it, and I do not want to. Let's make this a little pointier. But yeah, the people who draw hands, incredible skill, amazing. Worship them. Every time I draw hands, I fear. I fear for my life. This actually, we might have to go in the inner line a little bit more. Okay, it's decent. Which, honestly, for hands, I'll take. The important thing is they don't look like hot dogs. Okay. I won't take the foot defense as in money, and the reason why is people go to them because they're already good at drawing feet. They had to get there somehow. Like, off the top of my head, there's this artist that I follow. And like, they're amazing and everything, but every now and then, I just do a side eye because one, amazing feet, two, feet reference photos. I don't know how much of that is, by the way, free, completely free. There's a point where it's not just about the money. And I'm like, that's a little suspicious. And then you look in their backlog, and before they even accepted commissions, it always happens. Before they accepted commissions, they have something weird. People who draw good feet are freaky. Look, man, they don't only just draw that stuff. I can't remember their name. I know they're Korean artists. Actually, there's so many artists. That's the problem. They're good artists. But then you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, that's suspicious. That's a little weird. And I can assure you, if you find it, you'll know. You'll be like, yep. Is that line gonna be a distraction? Yeah, that makes it look a little bit like a sausage finger. Oh, there's absolutely a demand. And like, power to you if you're gonna fill that demand. But I don't think it's the same, like, cause furry artists on the other hand, the amount of artists that I know that will just go like, you know what, I don't draw it, but money's money. And they're like, okay, fine, and they learn how to draw furry that way, is one thing. It's not the same with the feet. The ones that are there like, oh, I already drew it. I got that bag because I already drew it and I brought people in. That's my thing. I have not met one person who draws it and isn't into it. Versus furries, which I can... Those is like, you know what? Money's money. Which is a different thing. I'm pretty sure there's a conspiracy theory. See how many artists you can get to draw furry before they find out? Yeah, cash is cash, but you don't go to them unless they already know what they're doing, if that's the case. And like I said, power to you. If you're gonna sell it, go for it. Okay, here's the thing though. The furries have the money. Because if you're gonna draw, like, feet, you're gonna get the same amount of money as if you're just drawing any other type of kink. But furries... I don't know how they do it. They got the money. I'm not there yet where I'm like, you know what, I need to learn how to draw furry. I need that cash. But every now and then, every artist will have those demons for a reason. They'll be like, you know what? Could make some cash. And they're always in demand. It doesn't matter how bad the economy is. They will always go out and they will always commission. It's both scary and impressive. Career path change. Because here's the truth. I have not seen anybody who's explored art and is getting pretty good at it without exploring some adult stuff. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, there's so many. I'm trying to think. There was one that went viral because he had like 40 fursuits or something, and he was like a politician. What was it? I'm gonna Google it really quick. This is gonna be horrific for my algorithm, but that's okay. Who was it? There was like this rich guy. Was he a politician? What was he? Okay, I can't find it. I'm just getting a bunch of different other furries. We'll say the amount of headlines that said X had to retire or quit after being outed as a furry is incredible and terrifying. You know, maybe the theory that we're controlled by lizard people was right, but in a weird way. It wasn't lizard people in the traditional sense. Okay, I didn't like that line at all. Let's do all of that. Here's good. Look, man, look. It's just one of those things. All I'm saying is, there's that conspiracy theory that the government's ran by, like, shadow lizard people. And the more I see about them getting fired for being furries, the more I'm like, you know what? In a way, they were right. They had to resign because, like, they were into X or Y, and they're like, you know what? Yeah. It's true, though. You guys know about the lizard people? Yeah, turns out they were furries. Okay, I don't like how this line converges, but this line over here makes no sense. Because if this went down over here, it would end— no, that's a bad line. Make it up here instead. Might be better. Anyway. I had some food chicken. Ooh! That sounds good. Yeah, I actually ate before stream for once. I had some chicken breast with some sweet potato and wild rice. And like this hot honey mustard sauce. But now I want corn, but like not any type of corn. I want Mexican street corn now. Yeah, I don't get hungry. need to like start having some snacks around or something, because I like doing long streams. The only thing is my body likes to make sure it eats on a semi-regular schedule. If we darken that up, then the lines don't matter. Yeah, because it's happened like 2 or 3 times now when I'm on stream, and then I just get incredibly hungry. Ooh, I don't know who subscribed. It was there for a quick second, but thank you. You don't eat like till 2 in the afternoon. Yeah, I don't either. I actually eat super late as well. My only problem is my body has decided to riot against me and give me some health conditions. So I have to make sure like I do X or Y and have some food with my medication. So that's my problem. I eat once a day. Food takes too long to make. I've passed it. I was like that for a bit. It's not healthy. Don't do that. Okay, this is my horrible teenage years. I didn't like to cook, and because my family would always be out of town and everything because of work, it was just me. What I would do is I would have like 1 or 2 mangoes a day, if that, and like maybe some snacks and soda, which is horrible. And like I don't mean like, oh, like some chips or anything. No, like a couple of saltines, which was horrible for my body. Don't recommend it. Don't encourage it. You should eat better. One thing that I do now, though, I try to like pre-make stuff. Not meal prep, because I can't meal prep. I don't have that dog in me, man. I don't have it. But I have like some things ready to go. Like I know in my fridge right now, there's probably some zucchini and I think baked sweet potato. And then I buy these like, it's nishiki rice that's pre-made and I have that as well. But yeah, just find ways that work with you, because it's not healthy and it's not good for long term and it can affect you really badly. I'm talking from experience. They recommend me taking food with my meds, but the only thing not having food is make effects. Yeah, it makes the meds more intense. For mine, I know they can cause, what is it? What are they called? Ulcers? Which is why I'm very careful with it. The last thing I want is to have stomach ulcers on top of everything else. If you don't want to have any food or anything like that, what I recommend is drinking some milk. Some milk with that will honestly neutralize the effects of medication. Well, not neutralize them, but make it so it's not intense. Because yeah, you definitely don't want to end up damaging your body. Go for it. Chocolate milk's so good. The more intense, the more effective. No, pizza, no! Oh, God. This is where I find out that it says, like, no heavy machinery. You weren't even supposed to be driving, let alone driving in the winter. No, you don't want to know what it'll do to your body. Gotta take care of yourself. I'm trying to think about it because I was like thinking of when was the last time I had chocolate milk. And I'll be honest, I can't even remember the last time I had milk now. You learned to cook? That's great! Have some leftovers. Save yourself some leftovers for later. Cook a little extra. No, I don't really drink milk. I think, like, the only dairy product I'll really have is yogurt. I have milk, but, like, for my chai tea and stuff like that. But on its own, I can't remember the last time. Dude, yogurt goes hard. Although recently, what I've been having a lot is something called coconut whip. Hit that with, like, some fruits. Ooh. The only downside is it expires much faster, so you have to, like, get on that. That and Yakult. I'm obsessed with Yakult. If you guys haven't tried that, highly recommend it. But yeah, as far as milk products, I know I mentioned it in my debut, but cheese I don't eat. Dairy very rarely. Oh, ice cream! I like ice cream. I actually am not 100% sure what inspired her. I don't think it's a tiger, because she has that, like, weird tail. I mean, but at the same time, it's, like, kind of cat-like. If anything, I feel like a stuffed animal would have inspired her. But she does have the claws, and she has, like, the bear traps for the hands. I know that her, mascot is a salamander with a tail. And then she also has the giant hands that she used to fist people with. Yeah, I'm not sure what she's... but then again, she does have the orange and black. It might have been a little bit of everything. But then again, like, this is kind of like a mouth and then a tongue here. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Every single time I look at it, what I picture is kind of like a kid stuffed animal. Or a Pokemon. Yeah, I can't say I'm 100% sure. I'm gonna go with Possessed Doll. I think that's the safe bet. Unlike a lot of other VTubers, she actually doesn't feed too much into the, like, oh, this is my theme. I know some go hard. But I haven't seen her do that much. Let's turn this off for a second. It's over. Oh shit. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Let's move this up over here. And move you back down. Need to get a tablet on computer or TV. Oh man. You really got your layout, Aura. Okay, and then we can just erase all this. Because I don't like seeing it lopsided like that. I did get a computer last year since my old one broke on Black Friday, but it was 90 bucks or something. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll be honest, I can't live without my PC now. I have a smart TV that's just like collecting dust. But that is partially because where I would sit in here, it has been overtaken by stuffed animals. And I also have a figure that I need to put in my figure collection. That's just sitting there. I finally got my summer starter, which is great. But now I actually have to put her up against things. And I'm terrified right now since I'm like looking at my display case. As is, I have like figures overflowing. I have a real problem when it comes to figures, man. They're just too good. Last type and it died. Went inside, did pro from Pixman himself, 3 cups of flour. Dude, beer is actually really good rice for a lot of doughs. Especially if there's yeast in it. Now that being said, I don't bake often, so I might have seen things online and been bamboozled, but from what I see, yeah. It feeds the yeast like crazy because of all the sugars. Gets them drunk. It's a rise to be to. Ooh. Oh man, does this make you a cannibal? Alright, let's see her little zipper. How does it look? So that's good. 2 meals, 1 effort? Yeah. Look, man, you gotta ask. I'm not gonna judge, but I'm judging a little. You are what you eat. Oh god. Okay, how does this work? It's like looped and then looped and then looped. Huzzah! Welcome! How you doing today? That is not right. Okay, what the heck? Yeah, this artist that drew her, amazing, but man. Before computer, did you only have no console or anything? So, before I built my PC, I did have a gaming laptop that I used for college. But that was incredibly unreliable. I used it to play some games with friends, but it was okay. I was using most of the PS4, and I have like switches and stuff. So I have a Switch and an OLED. So I'll use that, but I got a capture card, so I can use it on my PC instead. I don't have to rely on the TV. My problem with smart TVs is they have, first of all, a bunch of bloatware. I'm so tired of all the ads. It's ridiculous. I don't want to turn on my TV and just get ads immediately. One of the reasons I like paying for things like Netflix and Hulu, well, not anymore because they're starting to get ads, but I like the fact that I wasn't bombarded by them. So that's another reason why I kind of stopped. And then after a few years, the TV itself started acting up. Oh man, it's over. I'll say this much, Xbox is better nowadays. The reason I got the PS4 was since everyone was on it. And that's when I had my Overwatch obsession, which ended soon after Overwatch 2 started. Yeah, okay, but if you disconnected from the Wi-Fi, I wouldn't be able to be on YouTuber stuff. Like, the one I got, absolute garbage. Would not recommend it. A big monitor? Yeah, you see, like, that's ideal. One thing that I might do if I ever get another TV is get a commercial one, since they don't have the bloatware. And like, I don't need it to play any channels, I just need to do an input, considering I don't pay for TV. I don't pay for channels anymore. Like, there's no point in that. And I wouldn't be able to use it as a monitor, so the way that my room is set up is like, I have my giant-ass drawing tablet, which is a monitor as well. I have my other screen, but like the TV's across the room, so it wouldn't benefit me in any way. It's really good though when I want to play like Ring Fit or the Miku boxing game, which I do want to stream. I will be dying, but I do want to stream. I'm just a smart plug console computer in it, so just connect it to the Wi-Fi and then it shows HDMI. Yeah, like that's great. I feel like that's the only way you can use smart TVs anymore, which is kind of counterproductive. It's super stupid. I don't know, I just want to be able to watch my stuff without being bombarded by, watch this show, watch that show. Just let me vibe. Oh, you don't know about it? Yes, so in Japan only, there is a boxing game where Miku is your coach, and I was able to get it, which I bought it before the English version came out, which also only came out in Japan, but that's a different thing. Either Miku, Rin, Len, or Luca will be your boxing instructor, and like you can box and everything. And back during Miku Expo, some friends and I rented a hotel because it wasn't in our city, and we went over, and in the middle of the night, after the concert, or like the day before as well, we were just boxing and everyone was dying. Because man, is that thing a workout. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I'll probably be streaming it, since I'm, love boxing. It's amazing. It's 100% amazing. I highly recommend it. I don't know when. I might be doing it next week. I'm still trying to figure out what I'll be playing this upcoming week. But it's so much fun. It is exhausting, but it's so much fun. They also had a Fist of a North Star? I think that's what it's called? Collab that they did a version for it. But let me see what it's called. The only problem is I have to clear some space out if I'm doing that. Yeah, Fitness Boxing featuring Hatsune Miku. And it's on the Switch. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, she just tells you to box and everything. There is the downside of me having it in Japanese and not speaking Japanese, though. Which is always a lot of fun when I'm like, what is she saying? But I highly recommend it. Definitely worth it. I think it was only $40 too, which nowadays, games are so pricey. Okay, so this part goes down like that and then up. I need to learn Japanese, but oh man. Okay. I started to learn it. Immediately realized, wow. My language learning skills are horrendous. Which is a rude awakening when you're bilingual, by the way. It's like, wow, if I didn't learn it from birth, I would have never learned another language. I did it for a little bit, embarrassed myself in a class, and not even like in front of everyone, just to myself. I was like, God damn, what are you doing? And I keep saying I want to learn it, but I think back as like, holy shit, you should not have been able to pass that class at all. And then I'm like, you know what? Now I know why everyone takes the language they know. Then again, I say that, and yet every single time that happens, I hear them like, the teacher said I didn't know my own language. So one day I want to learn Japanese. Whether or not it happens, that's up in the air. Ooh, Russian? I had a friend who was learning that. Oh man. I learned a little bit when I was traveling there. It's a really interesting language. Just one of those things that I don't think I personally could. Talking about Russian, if you're into Russian and clearly anime because you're here and you know Miku, there is an anime that's going on. What's her name? Alia can only communicate her feelings in Russian or something. It's super cute. Highly recommend it. Some of Best Girl is in there this season. That's one of the ones that I've been watching recently. But it's super cute. Okay, this would be... goes down this way. Around here. So let's just add some. Yeah, languages. People who say like, oh, I know 4 languages, I'm thoroughly impressed by. Because could never be me. Don't really watch anime for the viral sound pop by it. Don't really watch many VTubers. I don't know how I got here either. Well, welcome. Yeah, that's an actually interesting way that you somehow ended here then. Which soundbite was it? Because there's so many of them. Because I'm thinking about it. Ooh. I think I found out about Miku in her infancy. Like, back when people were figuring out if she was even viable. So it's one of those things that is really precious to me. And then I found out that she did the boxing game, which was insane. Considering, like, this game was made specifically for me. For reference, as a kid, like, I practiced boxing. So, it just had sin written all over it. I was being pandered to. It was amazing. Oh, yes! It's actually a really cool song. If you ever want to check it out. They actually had that song play during Miku Expo. Okay, if you do want to look more into her, I'm gonna recommend my favorite song and composer. The composer is Wowaka, W-O-W-O-K-A, and it's Unknown Mother Goose. And unfortunately, this was his last song that he put out before he passed away. I will cry every single time I listen to it. Absolutely wonderful. It is basically his love letter to the community. Very unique. Wowaka is one of those composers in the community that I don't think we're ever gonna have anything like him again. We still have a lot of amazing ones with people like Deco Nina and everything. But highly recommended if you're curious. And if you're not curious, don't worry, because whenever I do the Miku boxing, I will cry while boxing to that song. Which I'm sure will be an experience in and of itself. Alright, I think I just need the hair part here and here. Let me flip it really quick to make sure it's going well. Okay, good. Da-da. Yeah, Vocaloid is one of those things that it would drag you in. Hey! It's going pretty good. I think I'm almost done with the line work. We've been able to bring up a lot of cursed topics, which is always a goodie. But yeah, I think in a little bit, I might actually take a little bit of a break after I finish the line work so I can stretch and then come back. Ooh! Well, I'm glad the drive is almost over. So you want to get into Miku? How about the last song of Beloved Creator, the final goodbye? That would be a place. Okay. The reason I recommend it is because it is very unique sounding. Well, Waka had a way with composition. He was really well at capturing all these different sounds and making them harmonious. But, oh man. You want to talk about a celebrity death that got me? Ooh. 1 second, I think my dog actually wants something, so I'm gonna do a little bit of an earlier, be right back. Okay, she was just alerting me of the peril of the post office worker. Like a true dog would. Alright. Oh, okay, there's like a little tooth over here too. Behind the... right there. Let's point this down a lot more, so that way it matches more with the other tooth. We cooking, we cooking. Okay, so this one... I'm trying to remember what half of this means right here, just because I think this is the ear, like this part of the ear. Okay, yeah, we got this, we got this. Okay, I'll actually do that part afterwards. It goes down and then up. So... but the up is a different color, so it's not like it matters if it goes over. You know, I'm very rarely allowed to drive because of those medicines I have to take. And I'm really glad, because I don't envy you guys at all. I'll drive 5 minutes and then I'm good. Let's add a little bit down here. Which I hope it doesn't affect the silhouette. But we'll find out. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see why you would have to drive a while. Yeah, I think the closest grocery store for me is, what, 7 minutes? Maybe 5, if I avoid the red lights. And it's a pretty big one, so I'm lucky. No, okay, that part doesn't look right. Let's remove this part. There's a small one, 5 minutes out. Ooh, yeah, 20 minutes is much better than the 5-minute one that costs a lot more. That's the one thing that I fear about moving. Since it's likely it's gonna happen sometime within the next year. It'll likely be a small city. Or town, more like it. That and the fact that if, like, I don't want to cook, finding healthy fast food is not gonna be a thing. moment of truth. I don't know how I feel about this part. I'll be 100% honest. I might have to edit it once we get there. That's okay. We'll push forward. Now let's get this up here. I was prepared with color swatches, so I wasn't worried about what's gonna be what. No! Let's do this one instead. Oh yeah, that's gonna have to be the pro as well. Dude, this is supposed to be the race along edge and it's not working. That's okay. Welcome home! Yeah, she's actually coming out pretty good. I got oh, the trauma arc. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about it. And then Penguin's been calling her Gosling. One thing I didn't get was a gray. I'm just gonna color swatch it. There we go. Let's actually make it a little bluer. There we go. Because I think that's the color of her gloves, right? Yeah, okay. No! Okay, let's try that again. When this tool works, it works, but when it doesn't, pain. There we go. Okay, good. This is gonna be the yellow. And so is this, so let's make that. And then this part as well down here. Dude, now I want to listen to Wawaka. Okay, the yellow, does that touch any red? It does a little bit, okay. I need to learn how to do something so I can distinguish that red right there. Now, is there any red on the sleeves that would be visible? Nope. Okay. It's like a white. Make it a bit of a yellow tone so that way it's more cohesive. A cream tone. Yeah, that works. Yee! We're getting there. Yeah, honestly for me, the line art part is what takes the longest. Sometimes if I'm indecisive, the coloring, but more the line art. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, this is also silver. So, let's get a bluer tone. And let's put this right above the orange. I don't know if I'm gonna decide the background on here. Just because for me, backgrounds sometimes take a while. Alright, the hair. Let's put it underneath this. So just above. Swap to PC, it's big. But next gen console comes back fully PC build. Honestly, highly recommend it. Especially, oh my god. Don't get me started on the current PS5 Pro situation. And I know you're Xbox, but I feel like consoles are just getting more and more ridiculous. I still like my Switch. That being said, I do know that it does not compete with my PC. But I don't think I could ever go back to, like, a PS4 or... I never had an Xbox, but I don't think I could do Xbox either. I'll have to delete some of that red. Oh, wow. Good luck on that, man. I hope good things come your way. So don't sacrifice your health. That's something you can't get back. Super important to take care of yourself. Oh no. I try to keep up with channel reviews, but haven't. Yeah, you don't want to. Basically, it's a scam what they're doing now. Absolute greed. That's all it is. I can't really say anything else about it because, like, they're selling a new PS5 basically. But quite frankly, it doesn't seem worth it. There's no point for it. Okay, background color. Maybe I'll go like a bluish tone for now so I can see the contrast. It's just a headache, and I don't know. It's just corporate greed. Which is unfortunate. A little lighter. Oh no, Effie. Oh no, he tallied it up. Oh. I'll say this. Currently, with how it is, I would probably put Xbox over PlayStation. Personally, for me, I'd put a Switch above that. Just because, like, that's its own thing. It's its own little separate world. And then PC above all of that, considering you can modify it. Holy shit! 1,000. Oh no! Ew! Ew! It is not worth it. Yeah, but Windows is starting to piss me off lately, I'm not gonna lie. The same issue that I said, that I had with smart TVs, I feel like Windows is starting to get a lot of bloatware. Yeah, that's USD. God, that's gross. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the problem is PlayStation, it's not worth it anymore. $300 for a stand? Oh, okay, well, all that, but still, that's ridiculous. Especially considering, like, I know it's just a hunk of plastic. You have that. With no games, yeah, no games. Because you're absolutely right, there's not much in it. Oh, God, gross. The only game I can think of is Spider-Man. And technically Helldivers, but that's also, on PC, much to their dismay. Demon Souls? I don't even know much about Demon Souls. Towards being a game launcher like Steam rather for consoles? That's honestly... probably the best move, especially if it's Microsoft, because, like, they're not really losing any money. But yeah, PlayStation needs to figure their shit out. Let's actually go up this way, and then... It's outrageous. And it makes me happier every single day that, like, I switched. The eyes are like a magenta pink color. Let's make this a little more intense. The Game Pass is the main focus. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about the Game Pass. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. I know PlayStation had something similar, but honestly, I would not be surprised if they discontinue it, considering everything else that I hear they're doing. Just greed, though. It's really unfortunate. Let's make it a little wider. No, it's still too blue. I am glad if you picked a console, at least it's a console that still has good shit on it. I have to pay them for PS4. They don't have a lot of them on Xbox ticket. Ugh. And they're getting rid of the ports now. It's not worth it. Ugh. just gross. Especially considering everything they're doing with laying people off as well. Which is a completely different subject, but considering I'm in the art community, people can't find jobs, they're not getting the money yet. They're like, yeah, this is gonna be super expensive for all of this reason. It's like, it's not a reason. You're not giving us a real reason. Okay, make this a little redder, but I do like that brown for a highlight, so I'm gonna save that. As far as this one goes... No, that's a bit too red. Let's desaturate a little bit. I need an in-between between that and that. Okay, so right above here. Let's try this. Okay, that's better. Because a lot of people think 1K buy and so shows doesn't have... Yeah! PCs can start pretty cheap, like obviously if you want to get like super extreme into a lot of the things, it can get pricey. But you can build a fairly good PC for cheap. For a cheaper price than a freaking PS5 and better specs. Honestly, I respect that. Yeah, profit margins are slim and you can always take advantage of people, but one thing I've learned having my own business is honesty helps a lot. You retain people. People are tired of being taken advantage of. Oh yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I think mine, the only reason why mine's on the pricier side is since I got mine during the COVID shortage. That's when I was building mine. And I don't regret it, considering it got me through COVID. Emily's the IRL homies and the online homies. Yeah. That's how it always goes. The GPU shortage? Yeah, that thing was, Thank you, Ara. Yeah, the GPS shortage was a ordeal, to say the least. And I'm really glad that it's no longer the case. And then for a while, my PC would do this thing where it would get stuck on the starting screen. Oh, thanks, Pizza! But thankfully it's over that after a few updates and a few configurations. Now I have this tablet that... I don't know how much you guys know about drawing tablets. It's a Wacom. And I mean, it's 2 feet across, so it's pretty big. And having that connected to a laptop was not sustainable. Luckily I started on the sprites short it was ending, so... Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I really hope it works out for you, because honestly the tech community needs more honest people. Yeah, it was not good, man. Since it's like, what, 2 feet by 1.5 feet or something? And not only that, I have it on a stand that lets me turn it like 180 degrees. Which is great, but like... PC, and it just did not work out with the laptop very well. But now I get to use a lot more. Much more sustainable. Ooh, I forgot to color that part. Okay, that's like a... I'll go with the gray tone. But it's so busy. Oh, do you draw? Okay, the red. Where did I put the red? Honestly, if you want to get something to draw on, as weird as it sounds, I'd recommend an iPad if you want something reasonable. Just because a good tablet it can be pricey. There's a lot of companies trying to compete with Wacom, but they all have their kinks still, unfortunately. But there is a program on Apple called Procreate. And that's what I use when I'm sketching. And I'm not a big fan of Apple products, but it's honestly a good thing. But once got out, I found free to work. Focus on business. That's fair. Yeah, I stopped drawing for a couple of years. And that's not good considering, like, I majored in art. Like, I should be drawing more. And the one thing that I was told is no matter what happens, just don't stop drawing. And I stopped drawing for a little bit. But I'm back on it, which is the important part. And honestly, that's the most important thing, is if you want to keep drawing, just come back to it. It'll be there. I know you said you're not big into anime. What do you draw a lot of? Good question. I think if I do another drawing stream, I'm gonna have to find a mixed playlist so that way I have a few different songs. I like my background music, but after, what is it, almost 3 hours, it's starting to get a little repetitive. That's okay, I think I'll finish within the next hour or so. And then likely get back to Splatoon because I'm back on my kick. I was really going for whatever. I tried different things towards the end. I was learning my own sort of style. Ooh, that's always fun. Ankle men? Did you post them anywhere? Ooh, wrong place. Okay. Let's fix that. Absolutely. There's a lot of pressure for people to immediately get to a point where they like. Okay. Where they feel, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that. Honestly, I start off with realism, so I think it's fun experimenting. Well, technically I start off with doodling anime, but like serious artwork started off with realism. Which I will say I don't miss. Making social business card on socials. Yeah, one thing I really appreciate about the VTuber community is they honestly are very supportive. It's why I wanted to join it. Obviously you have your bad egg here and there, but overall, there's a lot of good people in it. But it is hard to advertise your art if you want to make it that way. And obviously you don't have to. Art should be a bit of a mix of both, of fun and advertising. But forming a community is really nice. Actually, it's gonna be on the other side. That's not good lighting. Honestly, I appreciate it a lot more, especially considering, like I said, for a while I was doing realism and stuff, and oh, the fine art community is something alright. I was thinking of trying to become a VTuber. I got my such with the mold of a VTuber. I thought it'd be fun. Absolutely, it is a lot of fun. I will say it can be pricey if you're starting off. I got lucky where I knew how to draw, so I could make my own and everything. Okay, how do I wanna... Let me just quickly... But if you want to buy that or anything like that, it can get really expensive. That's fair, holding off. So maybe like this. Then again, I don't have to make the shadows believable. I'll probably come back to that. Yeah, I'm relatively new to the community itself, because I just debuted, well, literally 2 weeks ago. So I'm sure I don't know everything about it, and there's still a lot. Obviously, I've been a fan for a long time. Main thing is, you don't have to spend money, and that's something that is a huge part of it. Truth is, it can be inexpensive, but if you don't know how to draw, be prepared. Or if you're still learning and you're not satisfied, or like it. Figured I'd document as I go, start as PNG. Yeah, go for it! Let me know if you actually proceed with that. There's a few different people I know that are streamers, and a few different people who are working their way up to it. And it makes me really happy to see everyone else keep going. And I think it's a really fun hobby. And honestly, even if you're not anime, a lot of people will support the creativity. Yeah, get in for that reason. I hear often a lot of people saying about how they want to make money or this and that, and while that's a good goal eventually, it's something that would be a long time. Oh shit, that's why I don't want to combine it. That's okay, I'll figure that out. We're getting there, we're getting there. I'm used to Suncoast policy. Yeah, I'm using it as a hobby. If anything more comes from it, great. That's amazing, I would love that, but hobby first. Yo, let's listen here. Come back to the hair. A voice actor? Dude, absolutely. Yeah, then you definitely want to build your socials. Build it. You might want to start doing some voice acting just for fun, so you can show your range. And if that's the case, honestly, VTubing and PNG tubing might be good for you. Since voice is a big part of this. Even though I don't think I have the voice for it, but who cares? I don't know if I'm gonna keep the eyebrows or not, or at least change the color. Oh shit, what did I knock down? Okay, whatever. No, I think my voice, I don't know, I don't think it fits it, personally. Oh, the raccoon's back. I've been fighting with him all morning, or afternoon, I guess. I don't mind if he's up there, I just don't want him destroying my attic. Yeah, the rack attack! Like, here's the truth, like, I don't mind it being there, I can hear him scratching, and like, he needs to chill. Yeah, go for it. Find hobbies. Business is all fun and all, but work should not be what you live for. That's my opinion on life, at least. Yeah, I haven't really been- Yeah, you've been eating like one meal a day, man. I definitely would not call that living. At least make a sandwich or something. Wake up, research, prototype, brainstorm. Oof. Yeah, no, man. Make a sandwich. Take 5 minutes every now and then. Enjoy life. Have fun. Pain. Pain. You got. What's the point of living if you're not living? It's not life, that's surviving. Go for a hike every now and then. If you live in the, like, northeast, you probably have some great hiking trails. Gotta go through the worst so my customers can have the best. No, I'll disagree there. I'll disagree there. You can learn without suffering. Obviously, suffering you will learn. Mistakes will make you better and everything. Huge believer in that. But it's not the only way, man. Oh. It's over. It's so over for you, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, let's add a little bit of pink shimmer here. And then Amit, what's Amit's? She has blue eyes, doesn't she? Because if I had the pink and blue, then it'd be pretty cute. Let's see. Yeah, she has blue eyes. There you go. Yeah, one way that, like, I always talk about my own health problems is if I was full power, I'd be too powerful. I had to be nerfed. Let's reduce this a little bit. Okay, now we need the red here. Ooh, I need to delete that brown. Glad I noticed that. Where is that brown? There we go. The teeth... I'll just make them a gray. Oh, and I still need to do this part. Okay, okay. A few things I still have to do. Alright, go a little darker. There it is. And then the tears as well. Here, let's outline this. Oh god, no. There are two things I never want to have to deal with. It's life in a wheelchair and life blind. I think I could deal more in a wheelchair than blind. But no, there's some things that, like, there's some senses that I don't want to lose. And if it happens, it happens. I'll figure it out, but, Hey, welcome, Skylar. How you doing today? Okay, don't say that, Skylar. Just because, I mean, autism means nothing. You still deserve things, even if you're autistic. I mean, honestly, half of us here probably are, if I'm being honest. Unironically. No, you're still human. You're just as human as the rest of us. Yeah, exactly. We're literally talking a second ago about how we had to get debuffs, if not we'd be too strong. That's your debuff. You're good. But yeah, going back to the mute thing. I think I could be mute. I just think I'm happier being able to talk. Because, like, I could just type. It's fine. Ooh, which ones are my favorite? Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I do love anime. My only problem with that question is the second anyone asks me to talk about myself, my entire personality leaves my body. I don't know who I am anymore. I will say I'm a huge fan of Evangelion. Let's see. I have an entire thing. I have a debut that's lists this. I might have to look at it. I might have to look at a cheat sheet for myself. Even the first one I think about. Let me look over at my figure wall. Oh, it's all video games. It's over for me. It's over for me. Oh, Zvezda. I do see that one. If you haven't checked out Zvezda, do it. Shinseki Yori, I really like it. Yeah, I don't know myself. You guys get to figure out who I am along with me, because every single time I get a question, whoop, I completely forget who I am. But there's a few. If you haven't checked them out, go for it. The only thing I will say about Shinseki Yori is it is a psychological. I know that's not for everybody. but if you are into psychological things, highly recommend it. Yeah, you see, we're good. Don't put yourself down because you have autism. It's not a big deal. Okay, these teeth have to be bigger. Question, pizza's Hoffa's favorite? Favorite, not pepperoni. Okay. So, remember how I said I went back to the fact that I don't eat dairy, including cheese? My favorite pizza is this Naples pizza that is called Pizza Marinara, and I had it back when I was visiting Italy. And it just has some, like, lactate? No, it's not even that I don't like cheese. It's not even lactose intolerance. I don't like it. It's one of those things I'm like, So, like, you guys can have all the cheese you want. I'm never touching this shit. On the thing, it had some, like, it had, like, basil and stuff. So that's something that I like. Very simple. I think a pizza should be determined by its crust and its sauce more than anything. If I have to get, like, any toppings, yeah, I don't like cheese. I don't like cheese at all. You pour some- I'm happy. I'm thriving. I don't spend 3 hours in the restroom. I'm good. I think I would get, like, an all-meat pizza if that was the case. But yeah, I always order it without cheese. Ooh, buffalo chicken. I love a buffalo chicken pizza. But yeah, no cheese. Kirby, Hamtaro! I love Hamtaro. Hello Kitty, Powerpuff Girls X, or Z. Yeah, I need to watch Powerpuff Girls Z. Sailor Moon? I never really got into Sailor Moon, but I always liked all the character designs. Dragon Ball Strong! Yeah, let's go. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sonic X. Pokemon is always a classic. Digimon, My Hero. I wasn't into My Hero Academia until, like, the last few seasons. I got kind of disappointed with that. Disillusioned, and then the last chapter came out and everyone started freaking out. I haven't read it, because I already dropped it, but I hope for your sake that things I heard are wrong. But yeah, you enjoy your cheese. I'm happy here. I'm thriving. Ooh, truffle salt? So my only thing with bacon is that it's so oily sometimes. Like, it has to be made well. I'm trying to remember what the name is for the Italian style bacon, because I really enjoy that. I'll have that, I know when I was visiting back with Italy, one thing I try to do is whenever I have a dish I really like, I try to remake it. It was this pumpkin gnocchi. It was like this pumpkin cream sauce, and it was really good, and like, I just asked for the without the Parmesan on it, and oh man. I still think about that. I've tried to remake it. It's one of the few things that I've not been able to perfect, and it drives me insane. And like, I'll see if I can, if I find a photo of it, I'll post it on Twitter. Oh, because it's so good. So much so that I'm tempted to call a restaurant and be like, look dude, I can't come back. Is there any way? I will pay you. Please, let me know the recipe. Oh, now I want it all over again. And yeah, to this day, have not been able to replicate it. I think that's my favorite part of traveling. It's all the food. Okay, so I'll darken this. I'll do highlights last so I don't forget that. I'm scared to go back on Twitter. I try not to post too much on the community tab, just so that way people can find things easily. That's my only hesitation with that. Is I do want to make sure that, like, if you want to see the schedule or there's a vote, people are very easy to find it. That being said, if you do stop by on stream and I post it, I'll let you know so you can check it out, and that way you don't have to, like, follow me on there or anything. But yeah, I don't blame you for not wanting to go back to Twitter. It is a train wreck. Sorry, X, formerly Twitter. So stupid. So annoyed by all that, the name change. I don't know what Elon's doing over there. Okay, so that's done. I think I'm gonna edit that part a little more. Where is it? I think it's under this one. Not only that, it's also one of the situations for me where I do want to make sure that if anyone's looking for something from mine, they easily can. I see a lot of the times, like, if I'm looking at another streamer or anything, and they have anything like that, it can get lost on updates. So, Twitter's where I'm going to post, like, when this is completed, I'll post that here, or that there. But I never want to be that person where you're really struggling to find things with. I want things to be easy, straightforward. Let me see. I'm gonna have to color this a different color and then see if it's... Yeah, okay, we're good now. It's one of those things. So that's why for me, just... Twitter will probably always be my go-to for posting artworks and everything. As well as small little updates. That way, if no one cares, at least I can just preach to myself. What's the little heart icon above the challenge race? I think that's a reaction. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you can just react during stream and it'll just bring up a heart and, like, show. And the only reason I know, yeah, it just is like a little heart that you just did right now. And everyone sees it. I know only because it's like, it'll let me know how many people press that if I go to YouTube Studio. But I'll be honest, I'm still pretty new to the platform, so I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think they did that because Instagram had it. Or TikTok, one of those. Okay, let's try to get this right. last but not least, let's finish this up and then we can just do the background. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden features that, I'll be honest, I myself don't know about. But it's pretty cool to explore. Oh yeah, I feel like once you pass the line art, it just breezes through. I know for some people it's the opposite. But for me, it honestly, that's the hard part. Do this part over here. Okay. Yeah, I made my model. I both drew it and rigged it. Yeah, everything that you see on stream, I made it all. There are a few things that I won't take credit for. So, for example, that little warning sign next to me, that's an asset that I edited from another artist who gives their assets out for free every now and then. I'm gonna switch over to the other tab so you can see really quick. In the just chatting, you might see some like graphics on the side, and I don't know why the chat, there it is. All of those are edited versions of a graphic that somebody else made, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, all of it I made. It took a long time, I'm not gonna lie. It took about 30 different times of me giving up and then coming back to it. But I think it's in a place that I actually really enjoy. Thank you! Yeah, it took a long time. If you ever choose to make your own, it's a lot of work, but I do think it's worth it. And that's why there's also some funky things. Like, I'll be honest, this is the only expression I can make. I can't stick out my tongue. But everything else, I was like, I don't have it in me. I just want to get started. I want to keep going. I think for me, eventually I'll have someone else do rigging. If. But for now, I'm pretty content with it. Ooh, one last thing that I noticed. This. Let's make it a grid. Have you swapped into colors for fun, not permanent swap or anything? So I don't think I will for a long time. Partially because I no longer have the rigging software. I had the trial, and I made this during the trial season, and as much as I want to go back and live 2D, because like I live 2D the intro, I live 2D the Be Right Back screen, I want to do more with it, but currently I'm not in a position where I can just spend money on a bunch of different softwares. So I think once I actually do that, maybe I'll mess around with it. I do know there's color swaps that you can do on OBS and through settings, but especially if you're using like a color like yellow, it wouldn't come out very well. And if there's one flaw I do have is I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So, not for a while, probably. Just because if I did it, I want to do it right. I think down the road, eventually what I will do is definitely experiment with more styles and everything. I actually experiment a little bit with colors. Not much, but a little bit on the last short that I did. And it has her in a few different ones, but I think that's going to be a while. It is a lot of work. So I think that's my only hesitation as well. It's like, do I want to add a little bit of blush to her cheeks? Do I have that blush brush for there? Let me check it out really quick. But yeah, honestly, I'm happy with the colors that I have, because blue is my favorite. Like I said, maybe down the road. Okay, what I will say is, meet your standards, not others. Because for the longest time, I didn't want to post my art out there. But I started realizing, like, honestly, who cares? If people don't like it, they don't like it, they can move on. Actually, let's not do that. I'll be right back. Let's see. It would be easier to meet other standards. Honestly, maybe. I don't care anymore. So, with all of that, and sorry, I'm looking for a certain brush. It's one of those situations where you are your harshest critic. You'll get better as time goes on. Okay, let's see if that worked. I don't know. The way I see it is, I'm gonna have some horrible artwork out there. I might. I don't care. Because it's also a testament to myself. I got better. Honestly, one of the most recent things I posted on Twitter, just being a few days old, or a few weeks old now, I no longer like it. And that's okay, because here's another way as well of seeing it. If you consistently like your art and you think it is the best thing out there, you are not improving. And this is just like a standard for any drawing or anything like that. If you are improving, you will start to see your mistakes. Because that means that your technical skill hasn't reached your, I'm gonna say mental skill for ease of understanding. You understand something's off, and even if you can't quite put it there, you're going to keep striving to improve. And it's also why I encourage people to go out there and know people who can draw who are better than you. Because if they can critique your work, it's excellent. Because you will figure out what it is. And that is another thing, is separate yourself from your work. Your work is not you. If anyone insulted my art, it'd be one thing, but if they're critiquing it, Yeah, absolutely, go for it. Ooh, I still need to do the shadows here. That's good to notice. If you are struggling a lot where you're like, I know my art is bad, or I think my art is bad, and I don't know why, or anything like that, it will help you understand. And you'll improve over time. It'll take a while. It won't be easy, but you'll improve. Yeah, so don't worry. And if anyone is rude, which I honestly, I'll be honest. All my years on social media, and people have tried to be rude, but it's really not a big deal. If they do, it's usually some petty shit. Most people aren't. 99% of people will actually encourage you. And you'll get better. You will. It forces you to put your work out there. I highly recommend it anyway. I don't know if that rent went anywhere, but go for it. Even if it's hard at first, I highly recommend trying. No, that's too far. I'll be touching you on the skin. Okay, let's edit that. Given most premium. I will actually disagree with just poses and head position. What I would recommend, and I guess figure drawing does fall under this, is doing figure drawing and figuring out the body. Anatomy is going to be your best friend. Now, one thing a lot of people get stuck on is they'll do figure drawing, but what they'll do is draw the same thing over and over again. Do it, but be silly. Like, for example, when I was first learning how to draw the human body and everything, my professor actually recommended hopping on one foot while we did this, and only 1 minute for the body. It's crazy. Tag along. Hey, welcome! How you doing, Chris? Just learn, oh sorry, Pixie, go back to this. Just learn, don't be tough on yourself. And just learn the basics of the body, because you'll start to see little patterns. And it'll work out. Alright, let's see, what do I have left? I did that, I have all of that. Line art. Alright, let's change the color of the line art. Da-da. Okay, where else do I want to edit any of the line art, if anywhere? Let's try here. Will this change it much? Oh, in there. Yeah, that's where I wanted as well. Yeah, I was just trying to perfect the articulation and such anglement, because I knew I wouldn't have too much to into it. What I would recommend, and this is something you don't have to do, but if you want to, if you want to keep trying to improve your art with the small amount of time that you do have every now and then, like if you're eating, have a little notebook and just practice drawing people around you. That's what I would do back when I had barely any time. I had a sketchbook that I'd take everywhere with me, and I would just start drawing them. I wouldn't always finish. People would sometimes leave. I would have to leave, or whatever happening. But it did help, because it just forces you to put things out there. Last but not least, let's actually change the line art there. And there's a lot of things you can do. It sounds like you already have some level of footing of what you should do. And just keep going at it, man. If you ever do make socials for it, let me know. I'd love to check it out. Be a master at empty kitchen. Hey, look out be that creepy neighbor. Just look out your window and just observe them. Make sure like the entire HOA is talking about that creepy neighbor down the road. And little do they know that you'll be thriving. Okay, let's flip it really quickly. Yeah, be that creepy neighbor. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm content with it. It's not... there's some issues that I already see with it. But I don't want to spend 10 hours trying to perfect it. I need to let go, which is something that, like I said, I'm a perfectionist, which is bad. But I do want to learn how to move forward and stuff. Okay. So I'll be posting this on Twitter in a little bit. Gotta love the pine trees. Oh no! Well, I guess you just gotta go through their windows and just observe them from the windows. But in all seriousness, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and end it for today. Thank you everyone for joining me. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for all the conversations. Thanks, Effie! As always, don't forget to work out. I hope you guys have a great night and a great morning. And I will not be streaming tomorrow, but I'll be back Friday with Cult of the Lamb if any of you guys want to join me. And I hope you guys have a good time. Bye bye!